Ready to get this best of 3 underway. We've just seen the drafts for Delver and stuff. Of course, once again, big shout out to Jerax for joining the draft panel on that one. What are you looking forward to seeing from the teams here? What have we got coming out that you're sort of excited to see?
Well, I can just scrap away the heroes, and then we just put up the team names, right?
Sure. Yeah, just regardless of what these teams pick.
Yeah, don't care about the hero picks. I think it's, we know what these teams like to play, especially when they're playing versus each other. It's going to be battling. And I think we got a lot of battling heroes. Fun. Yeah. This should be real fun.
And coming into it, I mean, would you consider one of the teams right now from what you've seen in this Omega League?
I don't know. I feel like it's just, they're kind of like, sometimes they just pop off like on one side, sometimes they don't. I feel like I'd say they're kind of evenly. Maybe I'd give OG a little bit of a margin over, just because I feel like for NIGMA they're a bit more limited on the heroes that they just like straight up win on. It's like Miracle anti-mage, Miracle on his super hard carrier, Weeha on his select few heroes. While OG, I feel like they've got a little bit more of a plethora of strategies and stuff that they can play around here.
Sure.
But I think it's still just super evenly matched up. This one though, I like their early game aggression that they've got going on here. I do feel like NIGMA, they're more about coming in after the laning phase in particular, right? Morphling and Darkseer, these two heroes, they take some time to really ramp up and start getting that power in the mid game. So I think that's the biggest thing that I'd be pretty much looking at, is OG just playing very hyper aggressive in the early stages. And we're seeing already with their stances in the lanes, look at the way that NIGMA's, you know, just posing themselves. They show the clockwork, but he knows he can't contest with bounties. Morphling, same thing. It's going to be 3 runes for OG at the start here.
All right, yeah, there we go. I mean, you're looking at this lane setup. GH on the support Rubik up with Mind Control Darkseer at the top. We are on his signature Wind Ranger here in the mid lane. And we'll be playing that matchup into the tops and Tiny.
Instant D-ward there for Saksa. So this is going to open up a little bit of maybe some fear into Weeha. Just like, oh god, if this guy like rotates from around the side here. As we do see, like OG is one of those teams that they do like to rotate maybe a bit early on toward the mid. We'll see how this matchup ends up going here for Topson.
Yeah, and then obviously that leaves down in the bottom lane. You've got of the Morph supported by the Clock, dealing with the Willow and the Seb Sanking.
Looks like you could get a lot of pressure onto him as this Morphling. So one thing that Willow does provide you in laning is that very quick attack speed, and you're always able to get that quick harassment there. Armen, he can soak some of the pressure, but he can be at risk of dying too. But that's kind of his job, is to eat the spells, as if he does walk up too far, eats a stun, eats a bramble, then it'll give Miracle some space to farm. But this doesn't look like a very fun lane for Miracle at the fierce few levels whatsoever.
No, for sure. He's got to be careful how much Agi is in.
Yeah. So I do think OG, they drafted themselves with 3 very strong lanes, and like we said, NIGMA, they're going to have to need some time to be able to build up the power here. Darkseer versus the Sven can be a little annoying, but there's an IO backing him up. Sven should be able to farm just fine here with that extra sustain.
Yeah,
see if they get the side pulls off here. It looks like they did.
And the blocks right here, so...
Yeah, very beneficial there for NIGMA, and they're going to try to be pushed off there by OG. Be able to secure at least the last hit on there on that Wild Wing. And GH actually getting very heavily body blocked by the 2 level 2s there, as they're supposed to level 1. Does have to watch how he trades versus that overcharge tether.
Yeah, bottom lane again, we're seeing the harassment onto Miracle, bringing him pretty low.
Like this by RMN. Actually, like going for the cogs level 1. He's just going strictly for mana burn, pushing them away so that Miracle can actually walk up and farm. Still struggling though. It's just, he's very low ranged. Every time he walks up, he's going to get hit by Saksa, and he's at risk of getting stunned immediately by Seb. So he has to keep himself at a good health margin too. Wait for him to protect his salve there.
Yeah, he's got some no qualms with using it for that.
Yeah.
He's not going to be using it aggressively in this lane.
Has Seb skilled up that second skill point yet? I don't believe so. I think he's holding just in case. More than likely Sandstorm. But don't want to get the cost. Like, you don't want to push the wave constantly into the Morphling. You want to be able to somehow pull the lane back a bit here. Top, they're getting aggressive.
Yeah, he has the point saved. Yeah, skills into Surge. Mind Control. Able to break away from this. And yeah, between the carries, I mean, sure, the pressure's definitely there on Miracle down bottom, but he's only a few CS behind mid 1 Sven.
Yeah, he's doing pretty decent.
Yeah.
Out of regen, though. And I think RMN is also pretty low on regen, too. And that's what you'd kind of expect out of these, you know, this heavy harassment that's coming out from this Sanking Willow dual lane.
I mean, just, if you look sort of across the board, it's super close here on these first waves. No lane really coming out massively on top. Nobody yet to fall top lane. No, mid one.
Low.
Maybe in trouble. The Iron Shell and the Surge forward. They've got the control with the telekinesis. The Iron Shell's burning him down. He's going to pop the Fairy Fire. Mind control.
He goes down?
GH, they've got the right clicks.
Wow. That's a bit surprising too, and it's just a Darkseer with the level 1 Ion Shell. They didn't have the sustain to keep the Sven up. I guess he was just too low initially that they could get that little bit of extra touches on him. Not how I expected that lane to go out at the start here. Even though Rubik, he does provide a lot of that harassment, I did think the IO was going to be able to keep that sustain for the Sven going. So I think for NIGMA, that's a really strong start.
That is what you sound like.
I'm going to see constant, you know, side pulls coming out here. Team's trying to pull the lane back in particular, and makes it even more awkward there for poor Miracle, as he can't really walk up to contest this at risk of all these double disables.
Yeah, looking at the continuation of the mid lane, it's stayed pretty even here between Topson and We Are.
Gets a courier though.
That will give him a nice little bit of a gold bonus.
And he...
And Iron Man's going to stop Topson from getting the rune.
Okay.
As he's in, and do get the setup for the shackles. If they got enough damage, they're actually going to still let Topson bottle the rune. So Topson, he's going to be quite happy with that. I think when RMN showed up, you sort of expect, oh, I'm not going to get the rune, but Topson was actually able to still walk in and get the bottle refill.
A little bit of a mistake there from NIGMA, actually prioritizing the rune.
And just more focused on trying to threaten the life of Topson, but not having the damage to do so. So Topson, he's going to be able to stay in the lane, despite that move from RMN.
Does need to bring out a little bit more regen, though, for himself if you just want to stick around here. Power shots are adding up. Weehaw, as we see every time, Raindrop, you're playing versus Tiny. Gonna always be seeing that picked up on a lot of different heroes here too, especially on the other lanes, because Tiny's gonna start roaming pretty early on. You know the way Topson plays. So there we go. Bounty rune's coming out. He's gonna make his first aggressive move.
Yeah, he's able to pick up the bounty rune, get the free rebottle, and they'll get the kill as well. As the combo comes in onto RMN.
Every time I see this Topson Tiny, I just, you know, you think of TI, and it's just like, you think of True Sight, and it's just like, well, time to go start killing again, right? Especially once he starts getting low in that middle lane. If he can see any type of runes that he can make rotations for. Weehaw, he's going to do a similar move, though. He's actually going up top. He's got that level 6. He's got that
let's see what he can do. They're going to get aggressive. Mid one and No-Tail trying to lead it onto mind control, but now there's the turn. We are focusing straight away onto No-Tail with the focus.
Oh, he's juking him in the fog.
He's juking it nicely. We are cannot quite find him, as No-Tail and Mid one are able to keep themselves both alive. Power shot off the mark. OG will be able to avoid that movement from the Wind Ranger.
Nicely done there. Looks like, where's Topson heading actually here? Okay, he's putting a ward down to be able to watch up top here. And like we said, time to start killing again, right? So immediately looking for moves. They have both river wards to be able to watch any type of runes here.
Mind control.
Being chased down here. CD as well.
Yeah, he's going to go down.
Definitely dead.
Caught out there trying to drag and play around with the creeps. They just run straight at him, get themselves the kill.
The tips come out, the taunts start again.
Topson in mid.
They're maybe going to go for a toss back here.
If they can sort of get the hold on Weehaw, they are going to have that combo.
It's only a level 2 toss back, so the range is not as insane as it once was, but they're trying for it. Weehaw's playing careful. They're actually just going to do it right on the spot.
I mean, holding him in the brambles. It's going to be a decent amount of damage. Topson, is he going to try and dive this? He is. The wind run is about to come to an end. Weehaw tries to turn with the shackle. Won't find the connection. Doesn't matter. Weeha's actually going to think about turning. Gets the power shot out into Topson. Ironman's in with the TP, but not quite quick enough to control that Tiny and punish Topson's dive.
Diving towers this early as Tiny is a little bit scary. Like, he's got 0 armor because he doesn't have the grow at the moment, so that tower does start hitting you very hard. Same thing with the focus fire. So he has to play a little careful, but he's still trying to stake around the area. He's trying to get the combo if Weehaw does back up. Won't be successful.
Yeah, you can see Weehaw is just playing it super safe. He had that sort of half HP, half mana, doesn't take the risk of walking back to base, TP straight back to the fountain to avoid being caught out. Because he knows that he knows Topson's going to be hunting him.
Very smart move there. He knows the style. He knows what he's playing against. Being picked up one of I think it's personally the best item you can actually find on this hero. On the Tiny, gives you that armor needed if you want to go for maxing your combo early, and you get, of course, the usage plus some extra. And 1k gold lead off of these first 7 minutes. I think that's probably where OG would want to be, maybe a little bit slightly more because of that top lane.
Dire's top tower is
I do think they're in a comfortable spot. Topson needs a power shot, but he's fine. Runes will be coming out in the next 8 seconds or so. We see NIGMA is double double checking runes here now with both supports.
Now, this time they should be able to pick it up before anyone heads over.
Yeah, and it's a haste. Very nice. Weehaw zooming down there, but as top, a rotation from Saksa.
They're able to close the gap onto the Darkseer. Mind control down again.
Oh. So nice playing Willow when you have these so many different setups. Sometimes you see this hero can look very mediocre just because, you know, you miss your Bramble. But he's got his Sven stun, he's got Tiny stun, he's got Sanking stun. Any lane he goes to, he can easily set up those type of kills. So Saksa having a pretty successful rotation there and setting up that Sven for success. Didn't see if they have any stacks going for them just yet.
Yeah, he's just straight up dead. Oh, damn. Saksa just comes in with the Shadow Realm hit, and we weren't ready for it.
I wasn't ready for it either.
I mean, he was playing around low HP. Just didn't expect Saksa to come out from the high ground in the shadows like that, and that hit
it's almost a level 6 Willow too, so it's that level 3 Shadow Realm. That damage is, yeah, it's a big punch that he packs. Very heads up play there from OG. Armen trying to soak XP in mid lane in the meantime. But yeah, a very, very solid start. Look, they're collapsing on this. Even Savage
combo. There's going to be relocated as well. OG just bringing everybody over towards the mid lane as they kill them both off. As Weehar's back in action, he's taken out. And OG now with the 5 of them, they're going to look to take this tier 1 tower at the pre-10 minute mark. And there's nothing that NIGMA can do really to stop it if OG want to continue to push. They're starting to form from the side. Let's see what they can do to fight Thompson. He's just running in at them. He's looking over towards GH. The Bramble Maze won't catch him, but Seb it is able to find it with the burst strike. Comes in from the high ground. He's caught GH. It's getting a little rough here for NIGMA as 10 minutes in, it's 7-1 and already a 3K lead for OG as they take this tier 1 tower.
Man, sometimes I do forget how fast this team can play. When they're ready to go, you just see how quick they collapse on that tower. Just no funny business. Screw stacks. We're bringing everybody. Everyone collapsed on mid. They're all 5 heroes showing up. NIGMA can't react just yet. And, I mean, mind control, he does just use the surge, but he's getting sandwiched on.
Seb's able to open up, gets in with a burrow strike. Mid one follows up with a stun. Mind control, tries to... And he gets hit with the stolen stun, but Miracle! He's falling low. Can he clear this up? He's going to be able to. They're looking for GH. NIGMA will be able to shut them down there as Miracle just turns up into the Sand King. He goes and hits them with a big old burrow strike himself.
With the Sandstorm in combination with the Vacuum 2, that level 1. Beautifully done.
They needed that. Yep. They were starting to slip behind NIGMA, and Miracle able to combo very nicely with mind control to turn that play around.
What a hero to get the cleanup, right? The Morphling that pretty much needs it in this game, as the rest of them are really suffering. He has his game fully recovered after that. Beautiful spell usage. Thompson still opting to not grab his ultimate, as he just wants that maximum burst with his double combo, with his... Also, he does have a little bit of blessing of having this arcane ring for some armor that he was missing initially.
Oh, Saksa. What's going to find here? He's got Thompson. And Cox will push back Thompson. They've got the surge as well, so they won't look any deeper.
He needs some roots, but they pushed him away. Now they're forcing him to actually walk down the tower already. Exactly. The second use of strength again. Not used to farm. I mean, they're used to take objectives.
NIGMA's coming in to try and hold this.
Weehaw denied, and a shackle follow.
They're trying to play with the Fierce Axe. They're trying to push back Weehaw. He's still looking for the target. We'll find it. The Wind Ranger's going to be sent. Running away into the Brambles. And now OG, they're just going to run straight forward over towards Weehaw. They take him down. Saksa, he's falling low, but there's the safety as Thompson comes out with the Avalanche, holding back GH and mind control. Midwell's still trying to charge in onto GH. Stunned in position by the Curse Crown. Over to Iron, towards Iron Man he goes. The toss from Thompson finishes off another Iron Man. He's trapped inside his own cogs with Midbon. His 3 dead on NIGMA. Mind control trying to run, but OG, they've got the numbers. They'll overrun mind control as well as they'll play around with him, toss him a chili pepper, and take away his life.
So much aggression, and like we said, low cooldown stuns, low cooldown every single spell. It feels like on OG. They surround NIGMA. They're not able to respond. They got that nice play from Miracle, but that's going to be very rare when that does happen. When he does have the morph available to be able to find the Sanking. They have the Rubik. GH, he actually did get pretty good spell steals there. I believe the Sandstorm into a Bedlam, but he's still squishy. And they're gonna be, it's gonna be tough for them to have a front line, really.
This made it just don't stop.
A dominating performance.
Thompson steps up, a relocate's coming in, it wasn't even needed. As Thompson and Saksa take out Weehaw yet again.
And they're never gonna stop the farm now. There's a blink on Seb already with a ban.
Found Miracle.
Just keep going.
Seb's able to get in, he's on top of the morphing. Miracle's gonna try and dive away with a waveform.
They're gonna chase that.
Nicks in, Thompson. He's closing the gap. They toss him up into the Shadow Realm. Hit Miracle, can he survive? He's caught in the root. TPs are coming in, but it's not soon enough. Miracle goes down. That's going to be the focus here from Mind Control and GH. They'll toss him back with their telekinesis into the stun. So at least able to find something, NIGMA, but still OG staying ahead. And that's the important kill. They're killing off Miracle, slowing down this Morphlings game.
God, I feel like I literally feel like I'm just watching the TI finals right now a little bit, just because of like it's the Rubik versus the Tiny 2, where I feel like I'm just seeing, you know, GH trying to avoid Thompson. He gets the ward down, survives heal, but I do want to comment about GH in particular. I think he's going to be really crucial for this early mid game, having the specific spell stolen. If he has Burrow Strike, if he has some of these spells, he might be able to turn the tide to some of these fights. But OG, just like we said, they're not going to stop to farm at all. They're going to keep bringing almost everybody into these fights every time here, because they already got the tools to fight. Echo Saber's online, Blink for Sand King. Everyone's pretty much got everything they need to just run at these heroes. And Wind Ranger does not enjoy this at all. She is just dead to the combination of spells every single time if they get on top of her.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So NIGMA, they're feeling the pressure. They're staying grouped up. GH level 9. As we see, he's very high leveled here in this one. And they do have the vacuum plus that.
They're going to find Thompson. RMN is going to be able to start the fight. Is there anything OG can do to save Thompson? Thompson is going to get taken out of there by the reload. Over to the side, NoTel will keep it safe. And now mid one, he's going to charge straight in with the God Strength. Shackle Shot for Weehaw holds him down, but it comes to an end. And he's going to continue to chase on forward. Turns his attention over towards Weehaw. Mid one still wanting to continue to fight. GH will come in with a stolen Burrow Strike. Turns, he's able to grab the God Strength himself, but that won't save him as he falls. They get Weehaw again. It's just kill after kill from OG. NIGMA just not ready to fight right now. They haven't got a lineup that deals well
and they
with
see
this
Miracle.
aggression here at 14 minutes.
They see him there for a second. Immediately jump, they get the combo, he's dead. Uh-oh, this is getting out of hand. OG, they found their stride. 18 kills, 14 minutes. Quite a change up from the last few games that we did see, where it was very slow. This is not the style that this team likes to play, of course.
This is getting rough for NIGMA.
They're gonna try to get all 4 bounty runs too.
They may have just found another one here. If they want to go for it, they're going to try with the Bedlam. Yep, sends him with a Burrow Strike. It's another. Oh, RMN, he's gone in on this. He's gone in on this, and he's going to die for this.
He sure is. But GH will get a return.
GH might also die though. Seb and Thompson, they're going to have their cooldown soon. As Seb, he's in with the Burrow Strike. Shackle Shot, not going to latch onto Seb, but they do have the dust on him, so he cannot hide. We are in GH running him down. The power shot finishes him off. Thompson comes in again with the combo. Avalanche, not enough to kill GH as he now turns with the stolen Avalanche. We are trying to run down Thompson, but he's tanky.
He's turning.
He might have got enough damage with Miracle. He has. There's going to be backup coming in. It's not going to be soon enough. As Miracle turns into the Tiny, he uses his own combo against him, and they'll take out Thompson.
Every coin.
This feels like it's going to be Miracle versus the world, really, in this game. It feels very tough for his other cores to really do too much when they are at this deficit versus this much burst damage. Like Darkseer, Mind Control, he's trying to get this hood online because that'll be one thing that protects him, but he just dies. He's so fragile. And Weehaw, like, versus all these just big combo spells, this big burst, is 1200 HP. Like, he just dies if he's connected by pretty much one stun and a follow-up.
Very careful here.
He has to have backup, has to have at least the GH Rubik or RMN behind him pretty much at all times in order to do that. Miracle has to plan on an island. He has to do exactly what he did there, is show up at the end and just get a cleanup kill while playing on the opposite side of the map.
He is close to the E-Blade.
He is.
So then at least having the chance of maybe popping some of these heroes. They're not necessarily very squishy heroes though. There's Sven, Sand King, and Tiny.
Pretty good move if you ask
Not
me.
necessarily going to go from 100 to 0 in the combo unless he's really shifted into the Agi.
They can do a lot though with the combination of the Rubik spell steal and then the morph turning into a hero. Like both of them can turn into Sand King, and then they have double Burrow Strike and the vacuum combo. So there's still a lot of potential that NIGMA does have in the mid game for the fights. Just OG's really starting to snowball, and they're even pressuring tier 2 right now. And this tier 2, it might actually just die. I do feel like NIGMA has to address this or they lose their output.
I mean, they're TPing over. They're going to come and try and hold this. Mid one still pushing away. They're ready. They're prepping in the trees as RMN will reveal himself. Goes in with a hook shot.
The relocate instantly is coming out.
Have they got enough damage to take down this Ven? There's the save. NoTel takes him out to the side. It's OG. They're going to prepare for this fight. Seb, he's got the Burrow Strike. He's caught the 2 of them. GH and Weehaw falling low. Weehaw will be able to win run away. RMN trying to push the rest of them onto the side, but he's surrounded by the 4 of them. RMN's got nowhere to run. As OG take a second, taking out the 2 supports, will be able to push on and finish this tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, Saxon just toying with Mind Control over towards the mid lane.
He's tanky now though. That Bedlam versus the Hood not going to do as much as he'd like, but you see Thompson's trying to run over to kind of connect, but Sox is just bullying him away. They take tier 2, they can go completely out. They're just hitting buildings.
They're going high ground.
They still got God Strength after it.
17 minutes in, you're right. He's got a good few seconds left of this one.
Has fallen.
as they're taking this tier 3 tower. It's at least going to bring it very low.
Now they can go get the outpost if they'd like. They've got this great ward coverage as well, covering that whole entire jungle of the side of NIGMA. Yeah, they're cruising through this game right now. And like we said, it really feels like Miracle's gonna as this Morphling is. There's just so many different forms of lockdown for him. And look at this Sven. Sven's got an Aghanim already.
He's pretty much got it done mid one.
You have done.
Aghanims is going to be on its way out. Implore as well.
Implore too, yep.
Very nice.
Okay, I think that's the E-Blade finished.
All right, let's see.
See what they can do here.
Pop. They've got to start the fight off with a quick boom.
No spell is stolen at the beginning of the fight, though. So GH is only going to get one spell at the initial. Not like he's going to be able to, use a spell, steal one, use another one.
They're on the high ground. This is a good position. This could catch OG off guard if they're heading to their own jungle. Notes out. They're going to try and get rid of the eye. Make sure there's no save. Quick pop there with the E-Blade combo. Miracle takes him out.
There's a buyback.
It's Thompson. He might need some help. The fear is coming out. It's going to start pushing back the clockwork. Weehaw focused here by the cursed ground and taken down by the Bedlam. Weehaw, he goes down. They found the Wind Ranger, and now mid one flies in from the side, looks over towards RMN. As soon as they have the advantage in numbers, OG just continue to force NIGMA back. They can look for these smoke plays and pickoffs, but when it comes to the full team fight, they've got to run away from this Sven.
Yeah, and now God's Strength is back up. He's got all these tools to be able to do the rush. They even get the D ward instantly after it is placed from that aggressive move. And now, there's no way NIGMA can test this one, so they're gonna have to be playing into an Aegis in these next few moments. Yeah, continuing to look very difficult for them as this game does progress. He's really ramping up. 18 minutes.
In the 20 minutes. It is going to be hard to put with the pace in the first 20 minutes against a lineup like OG's.
It's definitely tough. It's also just OG's feet. A lot of teams might see them farm some stacks with this, and no, they bring points to NIGMA. And look at this Wind Ranger. Every time she shows up.
You get in, and the Dark Willow. Potential stun comes to the sent him with the evidence. Again, that's pretty much everyone other than Miracle. It's a huge loss in this team fight. Everybody is only ever to get by.
And what looks like the bounce will have the outpost bridge on this game. Or just put everything so that NIGMA can actually get the base. Miracle gonna try and pop the eye. He's surviving though.
It's not enough to kill Notel straight up. Miracle, can he finish him off the tether across? Won't save him as Miracle able to punch down Notel.
Oh, but Weeha's just dead again though in the back.
Wait, what?
Thompson just killed him.
All right.
I mean, that's the story of this game. Thompson just murdering Weeha.
Dogs here. This could be another one for OG. He's gonna drop down the wall.
Oh, Miracle now might be getting caught. He has to wait for it, but he's getting set up on here.
The fear timing, it's there, but he's already building up the strength.
He's gotta get stunned though.
They're gonna have a stun coming out of this fear, surely.
Ooh.
Or maybe not. Must have still been on called out. Ah, there it is. Look at that range. Look at that reach. He's in. Iron's going to come with a hook shot to try and help out Miracle. But the combo from Thompson, it's enough. Miracle's dead. GH also going to fall outside of the base. Mid one, he even started to dive up to the high ground. Shackle shot does come out from Weehaw, bringing mid one low, but it's not enough to kill him off. He pops the wall cry and he's out of there. Thompson, he's going into the base.
Weehaw again.
Oh, it's getting messy.
They're going to tip him for sure.
It's getting messy.
I mean, his game is over as this Wind Ranger. There's like no points of recovery now either for him, as he's just always going to be. He's just one-shot ratio.
Yeah, I mean, Thompson tiny, 10-2 and 14 at 22 minutes in.
Look at Seb's smile down there. They're having fun.
Yeah.
They're literally just playing this run at you Dota. I don't think you do, Owen. You have to hope for some type of big mistakes or some huge vacuum combos, because this one feels pretty damn over. Miracle is just alone versus this insane aggression of OG.
How's Miracle doing on his items anyway? What's he got off the E-Blade? Just BKB, trying to make sure that he can live through these fights, trying to do everything that he can. Being down as a team, 16k at the early timing of 22 minutes in. It seems very, very hard to do much at all. As here comes the push from OG, up to the high ground.
He's got a small crit now too. Glyph gets popped, they pop the wall to push them away too. They're just going to go toward mid, go for the tier 2, the easier one, as that glyph was used. Weehaw trying to slow them down a little bit with some power shots, but that's kind of all that Weehaw is able to provide now.
Radiant's middle tower is under
They've just played so fast this game.
They really did.
What do you think NIGMA's thinking? What are they thinking about taking away? What are you looking at from this draft of OG and saying this really enables their play style that they're just stomping us with in this game?
I mean, it's everything.
Yeah.
Everybody has a disable, everybody has a way that they can make plays on the map, and they utilized it at the absolute maximum. They shut down Weehaw super hard here with some small rotations, and his game is just done. Like we said, this Wind Ranger has no place in this game now anymore. Just so fragile. And I'm sure our man is sitting there thinking like, damn, Kuro was right. These guys are insane with the run at you.
Arman talking about the man. He's going to try to go in with a hook shot. Won't find anything. Seb, he's just going to jump over the back lines onto Weehaw. Weehaw goes down. Seb is going to step back because they're going with the stun onto mid one, but there's just no damage. They cannot kill mid one. They can touch him with the stun. Thompson, he's in. Takes that Arman. It's 35 to 12. 20k lead. The racks are taken away. 24 minutes in. I mean, at this stage, I think NIGMA's only going to be thinking about game 2. As this game 1 it seems to be done and dusted right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Thompson's level 19. He almost has Ags. Like, this is maybe the Tiny is one of those heroes that you might just want to. It was a problem at TI.
I think
this Tiny is just
Tiny's got to go.
It's an incredible problem, just how much he's able to do.
Yeah.
He's 11, 2, and 14. Like,
Yeah, it's
25 kill involvement. He just pops heroes whenever they make any type of misposition, and it allows him to play that aggressively because it's just the frequency of spells. They don't need to wait for anything. Sure, they got God Strength. Sure, they got Epicenter. Sure, they have Relocate, but that's not what they're playing around. They have all these constant stun and burst damage. Yeah, they're just gonna have to hope for some massive throws pretty much by OG Miracle.
Yeah.
This is not a game that really feels like a Morphling solo carry whatsoever. Way too much disable to deal with. Sox has been also delivering on this Dark Willow super well throughout the beginning, throughout the middle, and now it looks to be soon the end.
Radiant are scanning.
There we go.
How does that even work?
The classic sort of last chance smoke here. See if NIGMA can find themselves a pick off, something that might give them a chance of maybe turning around and stopping what seems to be inevitable.
They're like, oh, some vision. We actually can see something on the map now, as they have had pretty much no vision on the map throughout the last 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, just looking at the level now as well. You got what level 4 pops you're seeing, level 19s on the heroes.
There's a clock. Relocate.
Sick.
The Shadow Realm gets up.
Yeah, it's not even going to be enough burst to kill off Saxa right now. As NIGMA, they're trying to run. Weehaw will be able to TP out, but Miracle's going to get left behind.
Wow.
Yeah, this is...
I missed this kind of Dota.
Yeah,
we had some games this morning with like 6 kills in 14 minutes. That's never going to happen when OG's playing, especially now when they're playing versus a team like NIGMA. They like to play, that super aggro. I feel like these teams, that respect level, it's there, but that's when it makes you play at your absolute maximum, as this feels like one of the better showings I've seen from OG in the last few weeks.
Yeah, this is the back at, sort of the just full potential. It's, as you said, this is just a very OGS draft, and the way that they're playing it.
He's playing around the trees there because he has that Aghanims. He's trying to find a target. Couple power shots. Annoying mid one a little bit there. Thompson still waiting for someone to go. He's like, someone's gonna go for this catapult.
Don't
Who's
go down
going for this catapult?
Don't go down there.
He's like, Weehaw. He's like, Weehaw, I know it's gonna be you.
Is someone gonna go? Don't do it. Thompson's waiting. He's watching in the trees.
He's gonna have like Seb stun in and then just the tree volley and try to combo somebody, right?
Don't shift into Agi Miracle.
Oh, he's very high morphed up there. He's gonna just throw the harass, clear the creep wave. He waited long enough. Yeah, still full dominance. NIGMA trapped in their base. Nothing to really do for them here, as they can just watch.
They're starting to come outside of the base again.
He's trying to get. I think he's just trying to get some type of vision down.
Oh no, RMN! Oh no! Goodbye.
Onage.
Goodbye, RMN.
Miracle is desperate to find farm. Look, he's like, oh, RMN, thank you. You distracted them. I can go get a hard camp. And it's 27 minutes, so maybe he can pick himself up a neutral item during this little excursion here, but base in jeopardy.
Base are fortified.
Base definitely in jeopardy. Look at
Radiant's
the
top
speed that
tower
these
is under
buildings go down.
Order destruction, level 18.
Yeah, fortifications come to an end. They're back in. Shackle shot by Latch. Tower out. And the Rags are exposed.
Oh god, he's got a full AC.
Here we go. Pushing on. Got Rags.
Radiant's top barracks has
Next.
fallen. Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Yeah, next
I hope they
indeed.
ain't throwing on purpose. How about tipping me off?
As this
A little
game
tip.
one, I mean, NIGMA just being entirely shaken up. They just weren't ready for this in game one. They weren't ready for this. I mean,
It was pretty explosive how it all happened, right? It was like,
It was
okay,
very
10 minutes.
quickly.
Let's turn it up. Let's turn up the heat. Everyone just sandwiches on mid, and then they just go from tower to tower as this not like this 5-man ball, but just a very
Dire's
quick
courier
moving
has been killed.
oh,
succession
got it
there.
courier though.
Okay.
Got it in that. Nice.
Sure.
a
And he's got the BKB finish, so he's got a little bit better to play around this insane amount of disables, but it's also an insane amount of damage that they're punching into with all these items picked up.
Yeah, what happened to getting the Ags on the morph against the Dark Willow? Is that still good?
I think he needs a lot more time in this
Oh wait,
game.
does he?
I don't know.
Okay. Is he just bad? Yeah, I thought it was pretty decent.
It used to be everyone used to do the maximum damage ever, but now it takes time to build up. Either way, still he has to,
Okay.
like in this
It's
game
not-
too.
okay, again, no. Okay.
In this time, everyone's very tanky, and you're gonna get in position to do any of that. You don't,
The range.
but you
The idea.
want the talent. So remember, you need the level 20 talent for the motivation plus
Oh,
level.
sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
you need to be able to constantly be in that form,
Yeah, that's true. He's not anywhere near level 20.
and you can't. It's not you can really buy mags.
No. What level is he at the moment? Level,
At the
level
deficit.
16.
Yeah.
And they're into the pit. OG, they're reaching their level 20s. No problem. As we're going to see, it's got to be a big hook shot. Just go for it. Throw everything into the pit.
It's the BKB morphling, but he's just gonna run at them.
Yeah, they're going to come out of the pit and they're just going to kill them straight up. Mid one in with a stun on 2. Takes him out. We are.
not reading this.
RMM mind control hit the deck. And 7 Saxon will play with the Rubik on the side. Miracle's popping the BKB as he has to run. OG's going to continue to chase. Trying to push the back with the stun. Turns into the threat. Instantly dies. It's an ultra kill for mid one.
Oh, he was caught holding the hot pepper as well as he dies.
That's going to burn. He's going to feel that on the toilet. As this game's over. GG is called.
Wow.
OG. Game one. And there's no question about it. That was certainly OG right there.
Yeah, that is definitely true here.
The OG style of just run at you.
Back to
And,
their kind of TI form, and at least from what it looks like in that
Yeah.
game, and just punishing greed is really what I saw in this one. They see this morphling, they see this dark seer. Sure, they get
left out by OG, actually. So he needs to be the full playmaker.
Yeah, I'm just seeing from NIGMA that it's very much they're trying to get Miracle to have a game. And when you look at that first game, he didn't actually have like any impact within the game. He tried to make rotations top, and they didn't really match it. He was trying to mirror Thompson basically in his movements. And with their picks right now, I'm seeing OG post-laning phase, their ability to swarm across the map will again outpace NIGMA. Like when you compare the two teams, NIGMA, they try and open up the map so that Miracle can farm in the pocket of safety behind. But OG, the way that they play, they don't allow for that pocket of safety to even be created for NIGMA because they're just non-stop going in. So I'm a little bit scared for NIGMA, that just basic playstyle between the two teams and the performance that we saw from OG in game one. I think just that alone, I'm favoring OG with just the picks they have as well.
Though, do you think that the IO was a core part of that strategy? Because NIGMA first phase bans the IO. IO sends a very survivable combo, so even though Weehaw was trying to mirror that movement, a Wind Ranger just can't deal the same amount of burst damage that a Tiny can against these kinds of opponents. So starting out with a Luna Venge may have some differences in this next game.
Something I would like to point out is the fact that it's not very useful to have farm on your safe lane carry when the rest of your team is doing pretty bad, because the safe lane carry is never going to help them like play the game. It's going to be the other way around. So you can much easier play the game when your playmakers have the farm and your safe lane carry is not doing so well. Whereas when you're morphling and you have everything, but your teammates are like struggling, you're not offering anything till you get the E-Blade. And even then, like, you're going to probably burst one guy, but that's not enough for the team fight. So I feel like that's like a general core issue in Dota sometimes, where you just get so punished on the other lanes, and the safe lane carry, yes, he's very happy and he's not crying for his farm, but at the same time, he's actually losing the game because he's just farming and he has everything in the team.
Yeah, it's about the theory, like how do you approach this game, right? Like this, what you're saying, I completely agree with it. But there are some coaches that say that they are willing to sacrifice, like, well, not exactly, let's say a coach, but right now Winter, he says that like he would like to have these 4 heroes just protect one, sacrifice as much as possible. But
you can see that in NIGMA's heroes. I think the adjustment that they've made from that first game, even if they can't make plays on the map, their ability to defend towers is actually insanely strong, right? You have Sandstorm, Fade Bolt, Living Armor. You got a lot of like
field.
The kinetic field. You got a lot of nice ways that NIGMA can prolong the early engagement or the early objective from OG. So if they can continue doing that, and then they get to the point where Miracle's obviously farmed, then it's great. Then that they will get to that kind of window where the net worth has value on the carry. It's just, can they actually get the early levels to have that defense?
Exactly, and this is the line of where you sit behind the tower, but if you take the direct engagement, you're gonna lose the fights. So I think you're very likely to see in the game where the NIGMA, they're just sitting back, kind of like protecting stuff, but not taking areas, let's say, unless they win the early game, obviously. But that's, I think, doesn't look too good so far.
10 seconds.
What's interesting from NIGMA is they had 3 exact same heroes, Rubik, Sand King, and Arcor than before, so this is a well-practiced draft. I think it...
Did they win?
Yeah, they did, but it was versus 5 men, so maybe not...
it was versus 5 men.
Yeah, versus 5 men.
There are Divine playoff grand finalists.
It's true, actually.
All right. Oracle banned out by Team NIGMA.
Yeah, did you read the ET nerf, Jerax, that you can't refresh the buff of the spirit anymore?
That's kind of sad for the laning state. What are you supposed to do then? Why are people playing it?
You tell me, man. It's your team. I don't know what's going on here.
I'm not like actively talking to the guys like, let's play ET because it's nerfed. It doesn't work that way, because
Alright, then give me a justification, T-Governor. Why is ET still relevant even after those nerfs?
I think Jerax is lying. I think OG messaged him and was like, I know you're on the draft panel, type one hero you want to see, and he just typed ET, right? This is Jerax's request, I feel.
I'm being the traitor here, trying to come up with something to fill up like the fact that ET is broken, and so everybody doesn't get into the kind of picking ET.
See, called it. The real question is, what is Weehaw's hero? I'd like to see a hero that can make early moves and create noise on OG side of the map. How we see Topson play Tiny, that type of hero, you know, make OG waste a key spell that they want to use in the aggressive siege. Because again, NIGMA has a beautiful way to defend early towers. So if they can at least take away a couple of those resources through Weeha's play.
Look at their bans though. Batrider, Viper, Queen of Pain.
Yeah.
Wind Ranger banned out by NIGMA, which is something that OG obviously plays quite a lot on 4 as well.
Actually, all his heroes have been
as well banned out by NIGMA.
Yeah, he actually has no heroes in this
He
one.
has no heroes left. That's the problem.
We're going to see a new Weeha hero.
This here's where you choose your hero.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, it helps the rest of the heroes to protect the towers. That's like the key part.
Yes.
Let's say you pick something aggressive. Let's say you pick Puck. Like nobody would enjoy him being in the game because he wouldn't like have any.
Master with the Void Spirit, it's all on this Void Spirit to just crush the Arc Ward, and he's the reach that they've got.
Tigo, how about you? What are you seeing here?
I like the adjustments they made from game 1, highlighting how they have to fight up against the tempo that OG like to set. My fear is their laning phase just didn't go well enough, so if they get outplayed in laning phase again, OG could just sweep the game. But NIGMA has the solutions to OG's playstyle, and that's the key thing. They have a way to enable Miracle Farm. So I think it's going to be a close game. Yeah, that's it.
Last but not least, Jerax, how biased are you going to be? Give me an objective analysis. Which team do you think has a pretty solid draft here?
I mean, I'm very happy for the Beastmaster pick. I think it's one of the better against Arc Warden. You get a lot of minions. You have Venge, Luna. You control the game basically with those 5 heroes. And NIGMA is just sitting in the base very likely at 20 minutes, and we're gonna see if they break the base or not. But yeah, I'm a big fan of playing fast in this game, and hopefully the fast team usually wins because it's about execution, and I hope they execute.
Well, I hope that they don't execute so that we can talk to you one more time. But if not, it was a pleasure having you on this draft panel. Let's see what it all goes down to in game number 2.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Yes, game 2 ready to roll. We've had the drafts, and well, we're getting quite a lineup here from NIGMA. Very interested to see what they. It's sort of set up behind game 1, right? Building very much around this one big core. This time going to be the Arc Warden.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? And just to confirm, who is going to be playing the mid? So, okay, so they're going to be starting with Miracle in the mid lane and just running the side lane side.
He might. I don't know if Thompson knows now that there's a ward there though, because he was doing the little scouting to see if that ward was there. But
range?
Miracle was also there, but they're going to ping it. They're going to go for the D ward anyway. They're unsure though which one it is because of the positioning. Look, No-Tail's actually pinging on high ground. Do they listen to No-Tail? Sox is like.
Oh, is that range?
It might get the other. It might be in range anyway. It might be right on the edge. It's right on the edge.
It's not quite in range.
Soxa trusted Johan. Never again.
So let's have a look. So it is the Weeha Tide. I mean, so why go with the Tide as the last pick this game? Do you like that from NIGMA? I mean, it definitely seems like you look at the 4 heroes around the arc. They are 4 heroes that are going to be very good at TPing and reacting to dives and early aggression, right? You got a lot of stuns, a lot of early fight, and a lot of saves.
I think he's the one that just he parks in front of those towers and defends. When he's looking at Luna, Venge, Beastmaster, you know, OG. I mean, that's the way that they like to play anyway. But looking at those 3 heroes, it's a very fast-paced kind of like taking towers thing. Tide Earner, he puts himself right in the front of there, makes it a lot harder for them to really just push right through him. So it is a possibility that can work. I do like the OG style though here with this one, because I do think they have very fast-paced draft. Have a lot of different ways of amplifying their with this ET. Love ET heroes that have mixed spirit, mostly some elements of physical, and then Luna. It's like 2 big heroes that I love seeing with another type. Well, it's a lot of from a distance, really.
But it is again just lineup from OG 20 minutes in. If running down the lanes with this Luna smart, it's going to be tough to stop.
Yeah. Seem they're going to be in better position in lanes this time. For greedy lanes, they have pretty big lanes across the board here. And we did see mid, I believe Miracle did kill the courier of Thompson. Thompson's courier actually, I think, just walked into him, so. There's a little bit of a misstep there, but we do see, yeah, lanes. Looks like they're farming pretty well in these first two of them at least. And bottom's going to be that one where we see a lot of trades. Same thing with top. Level 2 picked up on mid one. Same with Mind Control. They got it before Mind Control. Instant aggression. And maybe even looking for a second one here. They got another stun in a moment.
Have they got the damage?
It's going to be a little limited.
Yeah, there's Fadebot back up as well.
Yeah, he's got the stick as well. GH knows that this is going to be a lane where they spam spells constantly. So sticks, wands are very favorable for the side of Team NIGMA up there. But they do at least get the first blood on OG. And Miracle is really pushing this Void Spirit kind of out of the lane right now.
In fact, Thompson.
Power's in trouble.
Ooh, not quite in range of that last Spark Wraith, but very much putting the pressure on. He's about 100 away from getting the bottle sent out to him. It's going to be very important with the amount of damage that the Miracle's doing to him early on.
Tidehunter, as we expect, he's farming just fine down here versus these double melee, versus just straight physical damage that's down here as well. They're doing very good as this double melee lane versus double melee lane.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very beefy safe lane, right?
Yeah.
NIGMA.
Yeah, I think Sox is going to probably just start pulling the wave a little bit here, but might get caught out.
Hey, it's pretty low on the...
He's afraid. Yeah, he's afraid. As soon as they left the lane, he doesn't know where they're going to actually end up. Might actually go catching it. Maybe a suicide. Yeah, he's just going to suicide, it looks like, to the tower.
Mid lane, CS continuing to be very even between the two here. Thompson now with the points. Level 2 in the Dissimulate.
Does feel like he has started to be blowing. Mind Control up here is getting low again, and he's got no armor. No armor items either for him. But that magic damage.
They'll get the Venge. Yeah, with the Sandstorm out, they have the damage to kill off the Vengeful Spirit, and mid one won't quite be able to finish off Mind Control.
Infinitely better start than the last game already. Sox is still in level 2. Level 3 is where you start to see that big change in damage, especially for the Elder Titan if he chooses to go for that 2 points in the Astral. Mind Control. As soon as GH leaves, they try to get aggressive onto him. He'll back away. He'll be okay. But yeah, this, I mean, it looks like it should be a much better kind of like getting into the mid game and all that for NIGMA, but I think OG is really going to start kicking up the pace once they start getting those levels. Like once this Void Spirit can make moves around easier, like once he hits that level 6, he's going to dart around. And maybe even before that, as we do see, like Thompson, he likes to move, it seems like, on those bounty runes from what I've seen a lot of their games. But looks like, I mean, from the build he's gone for, it's much more of a farming. 3 points in the Dissimulate. So just a creep clearing build, it looks like here. And let's say level 3 on Soxa.
I mean, this is a hard night for Oki to find 2 steps forward.
Yep.
And immediately has
to back up. The briefcase, it really starts to hurt. I said that level 3.
Yeah, you're right. This punch from the ET, it's doing it here, pushing both Fireman and Weehaw back. A lot of damage built up there by Saxa with the Spirit.
Yeah, he doesn't even have any stacks or anything on anywhere. That's literally just because of the 2 heroes plus the creep wave. Able to hit it onto RMN. Should have like pretty much a double damage here on the ET right now to zone the way.
On top lane.
Top though.
They're going to turn. Look towards No-Tail. Mid-one's going to step across, try and help. The Fadebolt comes out. Mind Control finds the kill. Now do have the illusion to set up the vision onto GH. See if Mid-one can find a kill in return. GH, he's got the boots though. Has that movement speed. He's going to be able to get himself out of there. Mind Control. He's actually bringing Mid-one down really low. As Mid-one,
he's got 1. He's got 14.
Yeah, 14 charges on the 1, so yeah, you're right. He's fine. He's just playing around with him. GH is low, but he's out. He's away from the illusion, and he's able to pick up those bounty runes.
Soxa is, he's starting to do the ET things. As soon as that level 3's hit, as we said, he's able to secure the lane a lot better for 7. Just kind of push Weehaw and RMN away. Here comes the Spirit. RMN, he's kind of got to run. They got to watch out for that Boar Slow as well. That briefcase. Constantly pushing him. Step very low though. Could definitely get caught out here if he steps up too far.
Yeah, he's got the Salve going.
Yeah, this is a TP actually. I think he's sending the Tempest double down bottom to gank.
Ooh, let's see if Miracle can help them get this kill. Spark Wraith down onto Seb. Can they save him? Another Wraith out. He can't even get away. As Miracle, some nice moves here with that double coming into the bottom lane. And he doesn't have to leave mid himself. Finds himself a DD.
Very nice micro. You see Thompson is starting to get a little bit more of that farm, but I do think a lot of that is him farming small camps, as we see. Like we said, he's maxing the Dissimulate build, so he's really just going for that farming style instead of that aggressive style. on the Void Spirit this time around.
Talking about aggressive start. Top lane, mind control.
Under the tower.
He just goes straight in on the two of them.
There's no creep wave there to tank for him for a moment. Takes a couple hits, but follow creep wave does come.
Radiant are scanning
4-1, 1K lead right now for Team NIGMA. Miracle, the big leader, up at the top there.
Saxa is going to come across with Seb once more, looking towards Weeha. Again, the punches from Saxa certainly hurting.
Leech Seed kind of counteracts that a bit here. Iron Man, I think, put like, what, 2 points it looks like in it at least. Yeah, 2 points in that Leech Seed. It costs a lot of mana, but when you're double melee, you actually benefit off it very heavily now compared to the old one. Oh, Courier.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Wow, he actually punches over that tree stump there, it looks like.
Over towards mid, Notel is coming to try and help Topson go for a play on a miracle, but Notel's only lost his own life for now. GH in with the telekinesis. Topson still has another jump with the Astral, so he'll be fine. Down bottom, Iron Man continue to try and chase Saxa. Tranquil's going to kick in a second. Can Iron Man reach him? He cannot. Saxa's out with the speed.
Seb is 6 now, though. He can easily set up for some kills. And we'll see if Topson decides to start making those rotations. Weeha, only level 5. Trying to take him down a little bit lower here. The punches start coming in from Saxa. And they're going to be able to get him.
Take him out very easily.
Another rotation, though, Miracle.
Already, though, Saxa and Seb, they're just backing off.
Oh, this time it's the real hero that he actually brought down here.
Middle tower's under attack.
So his tower is actually going to get hit a bit there.
Yeah.
And they see him immediately with the ward, too, so they know that it is
Radiant's middle
the real
tower is under
Warden
attack.
down bottom here. So we'll see what Topson decides to do with that information.
I mean, Miracle's trying to make his way back over to mid, but Saxa and Topson are both here. Saxa's going to turn, looking for the setup with the stop. They do lose the life of Saxa. See if Topson can find revenge as he looks towards Miracle. Miracle lays down the bubble. Topson's in it. Has Topson actually got enough damage to finish this kill? He does. Will get the kill. He's got to simulate back up, presses it. He may be able to find the double, and he does.
Money.
Kill and the double. Big money for Topson.
Super worth it there for Saxa. That build that he went for, it's really interesting because it's the maximum amount of it's the build that gives you the max damage, right? Because that to simulate the way it scales, it's his highest burst if you're able to connect with it. So I mean, it ends up working that he goes for this one, and I personally do like that build because it allows you to clear creep waves so fast, and you don't have to reliably use your resonant pulse, which is kind of like your shield in a lot of ways sometimes. And it gets it down to like what, like a 10-second or 11-second cooldown as well. So it's not only your escape, but it's your farming mechanism as well on that Void Spirit. All the way up to level 9 now too. Roar is gonna be back up in a moment here. They're smoking. It was spotted by the ward though, so let's see how they react. They're sending the Rubik to tier 2, saving a faster port for the front tower there in case
they may just go straight for the top lane.
Yeah.
As we'll see, Seb.
Or they can set up around the bounty runes here. 30 seconds. They can maybe put a ward down here. They have the Hawk already in position, and it looks like, yeah, it's going to be toward that top lane.
I mean, Mind Control, he's looking at diving Noto. They're heading over towards him here as they know the Mind Control's deep underneath the tower, trying for this vengeful kill.
Noto's baiting him a bit here.
Yeah, here's the Mind Control, and here's the move. Seb and Saxa, they're in, Roar's out, and Mind Control will get taken out. Just getting a little too baited in there by the Vengeful underneath that tower.
Topson will push in because he has this Hawk vision as well, so he can safely secure the bounty, but at the same time, bottom, see our men do similar while Weeha threatens the tower a little bit on this Tidehunter here. And that looks like it should be the Midas pretty much done for Miracle in a moment. Topson, though, a big rune here, can look to make a ton of aggressive plays.
He's in trouble, mid-bottom. He's in big trouble. Pops the wand. Ravage will come out. Mid-bottom. Pops the fairy fire.
The medallion? Oh, that almost
finally goes down. NIGMA able to dive the tower here with that use of the Ravage over towards mid. Topson, he's trying to dive in for GH. He's going to be able to get it. Can he get back out, though? To simulate back up, jumps over actually into the face of Miracle and his double. Astral steps back up. Topson's able to dance himself away.
Trying to make use of that DD rune. He tried to push the limits, and he did. Was able to get it, and he's going for this Ags Rush build. This is, I mean, this is a lot of damage if you do get it out early.
Oh, swap
that out. Miracle.
They've called the
still
real
DD.
They've got the damage here.
Oh, they
Control of the
definitely
pullback. Miracle goes down. Wasn't ready there for Notel to just step up and swap him in.
And another one. Saxa's here.
Topson's very low. He's very low, though, on this Void Spirit. That swap is going to mean that Topson doesn't need to necessarily dive. He's still a little hesitant, though.
GH has a nuke.
Axer, he's going to be able to turn that back onto GH with the roll coming out into the storm. Thompson, he jumps back in again. Secures the last hit. Now Weeha's got to deal with Mid-One being here as well as Mid-One's turned out. Weeha's trying to run. They're diving the tower. They're going to be able to get him as well.
It's the timing. They're all grouping up. Ravage was used. They used Overgrowth as well bottom, so they can easily collapse. Don't think they would have cared anyway if those ults were up because that's the way OG plays. But yeah, taking advantage of a bit of that greed. You know, Miracle, he's going for Midas. You know what Arc Warden's going to do. This is your time to really press the issue and ramp up the pace here.
Yeah,
get these tier 1s. And look, they're going to run immediately to bottom to try to do the same thing down there once they get a little bit more mana on Thompson.
You've got to look really towards mind control if you're NIGMA now to make the big plays. He's pretty much your highest net worth. He has the Blink Dagger done.
Okay, that's huge around those tier 1s.
Yeah, exactly.
They've got Overgrowth, almost Ravage.
These sort of pushes around.
Yep.
Radiant's bottom tower needs
Just about if the vision is behind, right? They do have a lot of different forms of vision to check back there with the Astral, with Wave of Terror, as well as the Hawk. So Mind Control does have to hide himself away here.
Yeah, he's got to get some big eppies.
They're not seeing him at all on the map, though. They're not seeing much of anyone on the map, so they're being a little bit cautious here, backing up and resetting. Thompson is healing as well. No Roar available. Looks like they're going to farm a little bit around mid one for a moment here. As all those ultis, as we said, coming back up for NIGMA. And they're very good ultimates at when you're getting ran at. You know, you pop your Ravage, you pop your Overgrowth, you pop Epicenter. They're very good at those counter initiations. But they're actually walking in aggressively here with this.
He's going to go straight in. They've got the Ravage. The Epicenter. This is the combo. Straight up, NIGMA walk to the high ground. Ravage into Epi, that'll do it.
That ward give them all the information up on that high ground there for Mind Control to get the jump. Beautifully done. And can set themselves up for a tower here. Don't think OG expected to be under vision there at all.
They weren't ready for that one bit. As NIGMA just able to walk in and combo the 3 of them down.
They didn't have to use every ult either. RMN still has his available, so that Overgrowth will still be there when OG does, when OG respawns, and they're gonna look to punch back real hard here after that move.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Ravage Epi, it's pretty much gonna win every team fight if they get it off. You walk in, what sort of saves are there? It's gonna rely on Svenj to be at the side. Obviously, when they don't have the ults, that's when the weaknesses do come back online for NIGMA, but Mind Control says no, they don't. He's ready to try and fight this again. He's going to jump in onto Seb with the Burst Strike, but Seb turns with the Roar. Magic Missiles out. Mid-One, he's going to go for the ultimate here as he starts to push back. Weeha lands the Lucent Beam. And I guess, yeah, that is the weakness, right? They tried to turn. They don't have their ults. Mind Control going in. But without the ultimates, they do struggle. That's a huge part of what's being sort of allowed NIGMA to win any of these trades.
Miracle does get caught by the Remnant and the Stomp, but Thompson's got other priorities. Getting the Arcane Rune. He has the Ags done. Yeah, he pretty much does.
Yeah.
And the other thing with Ags is, like, yes, it provides the silence. It gives you the 2 charges of Resonant Pulse. But with Elder Titan, the other thing is it's just that much extra damage that you can provide with the ET Natural Order, too, onto those backlines. So jumping Miracle, he's still kind of tanky because of the strength gain on this hero, but could definitely pop from all that magic damage. Wondering if anyone can actually slot in a Veil for the side of OG, because they don't really have that natural builder for it like they had last time on the Sand King.
No.
It might have to just be the Venge or the ET that look to purchase it, because it's a very good Veil game when they have Luna and Void Spirit as their 2 main cores.
And Thompson, he's toying with the Tide mid.
A lot of magic damage.
He's done a lot of damage to Weeha.
Stancing on him too.
Yeah, Weeha's got to be careful. Saxa, a little off the mark with the stomp. Won't be able to
Still an Arcane Rune on Thompson though.
I mean, he's still playing into Weeha. Weeha, he's just getting, he just got soloed. Thompson just able to do it on his own. Mind Control's going to come in with the Burst Strike onto Thompson. And Thompson jump his way out. They've got the drop and got the pulse out, and he's going to live. He jumps in it deeper. He blocks the Silence. Thompson just goes straight in. Finally gets nuked out of the game. But they've lost 3 on NIGMA. Goggle's in trouble. Saxa and Seb surround him. The Tempest double will clear up Seb in return. Stop from Saxa will put a stop to the attempts from GH. As Saxa, he's out of there. As OG, they'll take the trade. They lose 2, but they get 4 kills for it.
And the whole time, Luna's farming down bottom just fine. Such aggressive plays. The Arcane Rune from Thompson. He just pushes the limits. He doesn't care if he dies. He knows that they get some cleanup kills, and Mid-One is soaking all that space anyway. That's his job. That's the typical Thompson move there, giving his life for his team. Man, Arcane Rune with that Aghanim's this early on. Just such an insane amount of burst damage.
We'll see a DD here as well. Who's going to be able to get a grab on this?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Keeping this area safe. Thompson, oh, didn't quite get it. Nice snipe there for GH, popping the deny. They are going to use the combo of the Ravage into the epicenter of the boat.
Nice
They put the lockdown onto Thompson. Thompson gets popped.
He's at respawn too, and he's just dead immediately.
I mean, this is the combo. Ravage and epicenter until sort of BKBs start coming out or defensive items are there. That will kill pretty much anyone on the lineup. And NIGMA, they're diving for more. Over towards Saxa, they go Saxa, getting the stomp going, holds the two of them down, but the damage is flying out from Miracle and the double. They get themselves a third.
Such quick response there too. I think there's a double ward actually placed by OG to watch the rune there, but they get sandwiched on by NIGMA anyway. And he stepped up too far.
They're gonna find another one.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
A little unnecessary there from Seb stepping in. The tip certainly going his way.
Lots of different forms of initiation on the side of NIGMA now with that Ravage, with that Sanking Blink. Now also a big with the Blink.
They just got big.
Mid one is far the entirety of it. We do see that NIGMA is taking advantage of the fact that they have the great item Miracle. The glove ball on the Arc Warden. I feel like every time there's an Arc Warden they get a glove ball.
Find those sneaky bums.
We'll see the scan from Dire has hit again, you know, knowing that Ravage and Epi are down, it's going to be a good opening for OG to fight if they can get a catch. And nice TP, says mid one.
Seb's TPing top as well too. He's got Roar available, he wants to join the fray. There's a lot of farm pushing in down bottom though. Someone on OG is going to have to get that, but yeah, they're pinging it already. They know someone has to farm it. I guess Thompson might be the only one available.
With the smoke, they might get the catch on the mind control. There's the setup, loose some coming out.
Gets the stun up onto the high ground for a second.
He is there, but there's an ult coming in from Saxa. The split is going to pull him back as mind control taken out. OG seeing if they can chase anything more.
GH does have stolen Roar at the moment though. He's spotted for a second, so they do want to try to get on top of him. He hasn't
find anyone in these trees. They found We Are, but We Are's back behind the Tinge. There's going to be a buyback. Mind control's back in action. No-Tail taking tower hits. He's going to come across with the bar strike, gets the two of them, both Seb and Saxa. The ult comes out. The roll is there off the mirror, but he already got the Eclipse out. Mind control. He's back in though. Epi's available yet again. As they cleared off three. They'll look everyone. Thompson, the bar strike from Mind control catches Thompson out. Saxa will be able to TP away. But big buyback there from Mind control. Comes straight back into the game, landing these burrow strikes again. All of the ultimate just has the damage that OG aren't ready to fight into.
Look at the two spells stolen by GH as well. Roar, and then he steals Eclipse immediately afterwards. He has the burst to take out mid one. OG diving a bit too far forward, and they get punished by all these ults. Overgrowth was still there. Epi just came back up, and like you said, clutch buyback, but very clutch steals from GH to be able to provide that extra damage and control.
Oh yeah, NIGMA just being able to punish the dives and aggression from OG so much better than they were in game one. This draft is already just playing out much nicer.
Yeah, GH still last game, he still got some really good spell steals, but his team around it was kind of just crumbling. This time he's getting those good spell steals, but his team is not crumbling. Look, he's all the way up to level 14, so he's still being very enabled. And yeah, those type of positions, not the most ideal for OG. They really just wanted to push the issue, but yeah, tier 1's still there. I think No-Tail mostly died to the tier 1 actually that I was seeing inside of that fight. 0-7 now for the Venge.
I mean, 19 minutes in, being down 2k, you look at sort of what OG may have wanted to do with their draft. Is this, you know, have things not really gone to plan here for OG? Is this NIGMA already shaking up what OG would have intended to do with this lineup? Did they expect to get more than just 2 tier 1s at 20 minutes, do you think, this OG team?
I think they're playing. Just because, you know, like animals, they're just crazy diving at us. We need some type of counter initiation. Sanking, Tidehunter, Train Protector, excellent heroes versus that. I'm wondering if they're going to go for some type of mixed build on mid one. That's the one thing I do think that there's a possibility versus Arc Warden, because he will be so far back. They have the Astral. If you get something like an Ags, they have a lot of different things to throw it onto. Void Spirit's going to be committing in. You get a Luna Eclipse into the back lines. Definitely possible that they go for some type of mixed build, but they have been slowed down a lot. Mid one only level 13 compared to that 16 of the Arc Warden.
Well, so he should be good to go again. Looks like Miracle's back.
Yeah. He's the only one with the cam on. He's just like, you see how laser focused he is all the time too. We get to see all the beautiful mugs of OG. Don't say anything. They're just waiting.
Oh yeah, OG is. Oh no, Seb's saying.
Seb's saying some stuff. Okay.
So's No-Tail. I'm having a bit of a discussion here. How good's your lip reading?
Not very good. Yeah, No-Tail's hair's gotten long.
Yeah, he's growing it out, right? He's getting his beard going too. What could they be talking about?
Probably just the next few moments, right?
Yeah.
I think they know which spells were used, so just thinking which ones they saved. They actually used quite a bit there on the side of OG too, so maybe they want to do, like you were mentioning, sit back and farm up, let Midwin at least finish his BKB, probably divert attention away from him so that he can actually have easier time in the fights. He really needs it too.
He's very close to it. He's only about a recipe away mid-1. So they should be able to get that on for the next fight.
Yeah, but they don't have... Okay, they do have Roar available. Okay, so let's see if Sabit tries to make something happen here with his... He's going to try to push out top, immediately met by an Arc Ward Illusion. This is going to happen in... Oh, whoa. Whoa. He actually is... He has to roar it.
He has to. He literally was about to die.
Well, now they know the Roar's down. So now they can play more aggressively themselves on the side of NIGMA, and immediately they are doing so. Smoked up. Ravage is available.
There's the combo.
No heavy available.
Off they don't. Doing a counter play. We are dying. He's going to be dead. He's falling low. It's going to take him out. Didn't even get the chance to pop a Ravage. Iron Man's going to come in with the overgrowth. He's looking over towards mid-1. But now with We Are and the Sankey gone, We Are in mind control out. They can't fight this here, or they're going to struggle immensely. They've got to back out. NIGMA, this is not a fight to take anymore.
The back-to-back silences right after the Kraken shell.
Didn't get anything off.
He couldn't get the Ravage off, and the amount of explosive magic damage, that's what we were talking about. With the natural order, with this double, with the Aghanims from that Void Spirit, with a Lucent Beam thrown on top too, they just popped so damn fast.
That should help.
Oh, that's definitely a bit of a worry there for NIGMA. And if they're, if We Are's dying without the opportunity of getting anything out, and whoa, see ya. RMM with the jukes.
They're stalking him though. They're looking. Not gonna be able to find him for the time being.
Fast. Yeah, with his Tranquils and Blink, he's fast. Actually, there's a TP over towards the bottom. That was what was that the boosted travel on top?
It is the boosted travel on top, and he's looking for him.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to cut off the tree.
No mercy.
I'm sorry, I'm on the way back there with the spots after Ags. It's gonna be all over the place. Topson always ready to join.
Works for me when you're playing with Beastmaster. Fan of boosted travel whenever you do have that hero. You're always going to be able to join into any type of fight around the map. Looks like, though, at least from the wards that I'm seeing right now, OG have a bit of a defensive posture. All just covering kind of like the river access, and then you have the one Hawk kind of watching a little bit of movements toward the top lane. So I feel like they're, like we said, trying to finish up this BKB, maybe trying to chill a little bit for a moment as these ultis are back online for NIGMA.
And we still have Miracle leading the way in farm. He's holding that top spot and has the Arc Ward, and his game still yet to be really shaken up. He's hitting all those timing spots, Midas, and pretty much has the Mjolnir done.
Yeah, he has so many protective things for him too, right? Like the tree, the tide, the Sanking to protect, but there's a lot of ways you can get on top of him anyway with these. When they do inevitably get the Blink Daggers that it looked like they were building on a couple heroes, and the Void Spirit just naturally jumps the back, so.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
Oh, I see. Maybe time for NIGMA to try for a smoke again. If they've got one there, if they've got all the ults.
Yeah, I can't believe how farmed RMN is in this game too, actually. He's just been kind of casually sitting on the side farming with the Blink Dagger. He has great follow-up now always. And yeah, like you said, every ult available. They are fighting into that mid-1 BKB though.
Sure. Let's see if they can burst him. They're going to try and burst him before he gets the chance to pop it. He needs to save. He's going to get it. The swap out's there. Mid-1's going to be safe for now. Topson, he's actually just able to kill off GH, or maybe not. The stolen astral step won't save GH. GH still goes down. Motel taking the stone on the Microtron. Microtrone's up to the high ground, but they have the reach. The pulse from Topson gets the kill. Sends forward the red and drags back We Are. They've got the control as RMN will fall. The Eclipse is out. And RMN, is he going to live? He's still surviving. He's able to sneak out through the trees. Topson's trying to hunt for him, but a Blink will get him out. RMN doesn't quite grab onto Miracle. They'll get the Tempest double. Topson's still trying to dive in deeper. They have got Roar from Seb. NIGMA's got to be careful.
Such a fast swap there. Just instantly breaking the chain disable that NIGMA was going for onto that Luna. Immediately able to turn it.
Didn't even need to use his BKB.
No.
After being saved there by that swap.
That's the beauty about having Topson with this Aghanims build, right? Because he can just jump into the back when they go for this initiation, silence everybody, do this coverage, so he can save the BKB when he gets swapped into a defensive spot.
Yeah, I mean, you hit a 5-man silence. That's a pseudo BKB for the whole team.
Yeah, in a way.
There's no magic coming.
And so many different ways to buff him up, right? You see the Solar Crest of Lads. They're just trying to make sure that mid-1 is the strongest. I believe that's the Manta going to be coming out. So now he's got the coverage versus the Overgrowth now too, as well as the BKB.
And they've got to go for this steal. They've got Blink Epi.
There's an
Someone's
Astral
gonna wanna
always
jump in,
scouting though. And there's a Hawk too scouting. It's tough to jump in there.
Let's see if they can get the blinking. Can Mind Control find a way in? Thompson setting things up with the Remnant. They are a little scared. They know that there's that jump from NIGMA.
Too much big team fight still around the pit, even though most are still on CD. They're waiting.
Weehar's got to be out. He's going to get swapped in. Gets Remnant down just to sort of block off any backup. The silence comes out to Weehar, stepping out to the side. Mid1, he's doing the damage. Powerstrike comes in. Mid1's in trouble.
Whoa.
Immediately there, Miracle and the double just destroy him. The damage out from the arc warning came so quickly, there was just no way to respond. He died instantly, and now with Mid1 out, no buyback on him either, so he himself can't come back to the Roche pit. Miracle just steps in, and he's going to look to finish off this Roche and get the Aegis himself, and he will. OG cannot contest this.
Over-aggressive swap there. They tried to go for the Tidehunter, but now they don't have the swap to save the Luna. Poor No-Tail's in a little bit of a misposition there to be able to save his Luna. He has to, I think in this one, he has to really save that swap for those chain disables so he can get
They've got to save Mid1.
Yeah.
I mean, they've seen just then how quickly Mid1 dies to Miracle in the double.
It's just so much extra damage because of Grove Bow on top too, right? A couple Maelstrom procs, bam, like the hero just looks like it pops that much quicker.
Yeah, that's bumped up Miracle a good bit right now. 15k net worth, 3k ahead of Mid1's Luna right now.
It's going to give him the blanket to get his BKB finished up too, and we were mentioning it can be a bit of a tough game for the Arc Warden because there's so many ways to get on top of him, but now BKB, don't have to worry about that heavy magic damage that OG really does have.
And now they've got to worry about taking him down twice. The just smoke up from OG, they're going to still try and go.
Yep.
Again, that last fight was lost, and in a situation where NIGMA didn't even have to use their ultimates. It's still the Ravage and the Epicenter that OG smoking into here, so this is going to be a difficult fight for OG.
Trying to catch him off guard when they're split up here.
Looks like they're sort of prepared though. As Mind Control, he's already out in the trees. They'll find the real Arc Warden, but Miracle, he's able to walk away. Overdrive pulls them back. They're taking the ones. There's going to be the focus from Weehar. He pops the Ravage, catches the three of them.
Miracle
doesn't quite finish on No-Tail. Mind Control committing the Epicenter only onto the Venge.
Miracle,
A lot was used on the Vengeful Spirit, and you're right, this BKB, it doesn't save him. Thompson's got the physical damage with the Desolator build on the Void Spirit, and now OG, they can look for the cleanup. They're found to. Mind Control jumps away with the Burrow Strike. Seb tries to get the axes out. He's out with a TP. Anything to stop it? There isn't, so Mind Control will escape.
They got on top of the real Arc, and it was a DD on Thompson as he finishes up the Deso.
Yeah.
He just beelined it and stuck onto Miracle. Miracle got left alone. The rest of his team couldn't actually get that help.
Split up there. It's a little awkward. You had Weehar standing next to No-Tail. The Ravage did catch OG on the side of the fight, but it was away from anyone else on NIGMA. And then you have this jump in from Mind Control. Burrow Strike epicenters the Venge. It doesn't hit anyone else. They're just throwing everything onto No-Tail, and that's exactly what OG want.
Yeah, they actually just ditched. They put Miracle on an island. RMN was the only one who actually backed him up. Everyone else just kind of left him alone. Thompson with some great priority in targeting though. With this item build, with the DD, can stick on top of that Arc Warden pretty easily there. A lot of different items coming out. That was the Aegis fight too. They just cried.
Tries to jump in, but there's a counterplay. Thompson's in with the silence. Moses on done. He's without buyback.
GH on too.
Thompson's just diving in. There'll be a buyback from GH.
He's dead as well.
Wait, whoa.
Double kill.
Okay. All right. Well, this looked to be a close one, but after those last few plays, it's slipping away from NIGMA. It's slipping away from them. As OG, they're on the high ground. NIGMA's got to come in with some big plays right now. The RMN, overgrowth into nothing.
Miracle's back up though. He's on the high ground. OG backing up as they're a bit unhealthy now.
Oh, but they can't afford to just lose Weehar and Mind Control like this. These are the two heroes that need to be moving in at the front together when the team's alive, going out one by one, getting picked up, popped out, and stuff. You're never going to get together without tanking and alive.
No, they're gonna have everything up again for OG. They're not really, reliant on their cooldowns. So all the side of NIGMA is. They're jumping forward.
He's gonna try and go on Thompson. They got the damage. Thompson able to get the Dissimulate off to the side. Jumps over with the Astral Step. He's dying. Slowly to the Flux. Is it enough to kill him? It isn't.
It's not. It's close.
He'll live. He's away.
Almost can get a kill again, but unable to. And now after that last fight,
Don't give OG a chance to reset, heal up, buy these items, get straight back in there with the ults.
And you know, Thompson is full resetting. He lost the majority of his HP. They're looking for anybody here, but you know, they look at those side lanes. Look, nobody's showing on them at all. They're aware of this.
Yeah, it was a good intention from NIGMA, but just a move that the OG were more than prepared for.
Aghanim's now finished up for Saksa, so you know he's been quietly committing. He's been quietly doing a lot inside of the fights with his stunts. Now he can do a bit.
He's walking in.
Okay.
Got to be a little careful about being swapped away from the rest of his team.
There's a lot of damage that still goes through to him whenever that spirit gets on top of you. Even though you have pipe and all this, it's still so much damage that they can poke away from with magical.
Yeah, just not able to get a jump into OG at all.
No.
And OG's timings, we're having 15 seconds and Eclipse is back up. Very close to having a full Skadi on mid one, just about 1,000 gold off.
Oh, he keeps switching up his items. Okay, he had Butterfly Q, then he had Satanic, and now he's decided the Skadi, I guess.
The Skadi was excellent against the Arc Warden.
Yeah,
It's
so
range
nice.
carry.
And it's great versus Tidehunter. It always constantly applies that slow. Even if he Krakens off, you hit him again, and it's tough for him to run away.
He's going to try and step in. See if they can do it. They're opening up onto Luna. Mid-one trying to... He's off the mark with a stun. The Burrow Strike doesn't find him. Once the chance is there for the BKB to come out. The Storm does put them to sleep. OG will use the chance to get away. Thompson, he's out further, killing Miracle on the side. He's not going to be able to dive in any further. He's got to be careful now. The Overgrowth setup. Weehar's on top. Has got the Ravage if he wants to pop it. The Burrow Strike in place. Thompson, he's going to jump out. Weehar holding the Ravage, not wanting to use it straight up. Maybe they've still got GH. He's got the catch. Telekinesis into the Stolen Remnant. GH gets the job done.
Oh, thank you, GH. Bet his whole team is saying that there. Level 18 Rubik, he's kind of putting the team on his back there with a lot of those catches there. Thompson with a very Thompson-esque move, overextending a little bit there, trying to go. He almost got it.
He nearly had him.
It was a huge play that he almost was able to achieve. He's probably like, team, where are you? But mid one, he had to be careful because he did get that BKB popped early. And now, you know, they still do have Ravage. So NIGMA pushing in those side lanes, both the Arc Wardens pushing them in while they siege the mid.
His middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, Miracle's farm still pretty insane here.
Yep. Okay, he switched back to the Satanic.
Okay.
He's feeling a little bit scared after having to pop the BKB, the burst. Still a lot of control he has to worry about too, so that status resist is nice.
Yeah, I mean, even with the stuns they have between the bar and the Ravage, unless Miracle is just fully focusing him down with the double, he should live long enough to get the chance to pop the Satanic and BKB.
Yeah, or time for the swap to come out or something along those lines. It'll help quite a bit there.
Well, yeah, BKB for Seb, MKB now for Miracle, so his damage output stepping up once again. And again, overall, a close game, but both teams, this sort of very different composition. Now, you look at the goal for NIGMA, it's all on this Arc Warden. For OG, very much split between the three cores.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Meaning that, you know, NIGMA, they're definitely at that risk, you know. If this Arc Warden gets found, as he has been a few times, you know, Thompson has been doing a great job of getting on top of Miracle and being close to bringing him out.
Yeah,
if they lose this Arc Warden, the fights are going to be over.
Absolutely. Weehar's trying his best. You can see he's just being his bodyguard. He's like, come at me, you know. He's just sitting on the high ground. Anyone who walks up, he's fine with it. He can just tank it to give that space to Miracle. But it is concerning, right? OG, their lineup is very strong at scaling still, too, anyway. Like, this Luna, the ET really makes the difference, too, in amplifying how much damage everyone does. And this ET, it's level 18. You can't forget about Saksa if he's able to get a good time where he gets like a 5-man Astral. He can run in and start punching himself.
Sectors are fortified.
Being done on Thompson. NIGMA, they have to do everything possible to protect Miracle at all costs.
Well, wherever Miracle goes,
just have
Weeha there.
Yeah, Weeha, or even just mind control by his side, so there's going to be a Burrow Strike to just jump anyone that looks to go upon him.
Look at Notail. He's just literally sitting in the swap range of mid one. Just never leaves that kind of positioning there because he knows he has to break the sequence of chain stuns in a lot of situations. A lot about those high ground claimings. You see NIGMA, they're really playing on that one. Same thing for OG. These initiations can change everything. Top lane is very pushed in here. Onto the side of OG.
Is under attack.
No, OG themselves just going to ignore it for now.
Now And TP Thompson over there. He's got a TP back up in about 40 seconds. Let's see if NIGMA instantly reacts to run to bottom. They are. But there's going to be a ward to spot them. They're going to try to catch on the retreat, though. Maybe try to claim a high ground themselves. Yeah, they're pinging it. They're smoked up as well, too. Getting a ward down.
They've got the combo.
They're walking through vision, though. Weehaw. He's spotted immediately, too, by that Astral. It's going to connect onto 3 or 4 heroes.
Scanning for enemies.
Jake jumping in.
Oh, he's hunting. And he's got the grab onto Seb.
They know Thompson's top.
Mind Control's going to look to Saxon. Nota's going to swap him out. Mid-one, he's just going to charge him with the Eclipse. He's going to be able to take out GH. Miracle beating into Saxon as he gets again the pull. Astral's back on. He's there. Saxon's going to live a little longer. Still, though, Miracle has the physical damage to take him out. But now Mid-one, he's on top of Miracle. Miracle trying to run. Mid-one pops Satanic, keeping himself healed up. Miracle can't get out. Thompson's in with the Astral step. Miracle's down. Over towards Mind Control. They go. It's a triple kill for Mid-one. Ravage is out from We Are, but there isn't the follow. We Are falls the double as well as out of the game. They just couldn't get it together. They're a little too split up from NIGMA. As Mid-one able to run them down one by one with the Satanic, just proving too tanky to take out. And again, OG, they're being able to get on top of Miracle. Miracle isn't being protected.
And Thompson wasn't there at the start of that fight. Thompson was pushing out top. He joined late. What ended up happening was Miracle's trying to focus fire killing this Elder Titan as well as the Beastmaster and the Venge who are locked inside this Overgrowth, but okay, they get a kill on RMN, trying to cut the creep wave there. Nice play by Thompson, but this ET is actually tanky. He got the Astral back in time. A couple extra seconds really makes the difference. Yeah, he gets him down to half HP, and then the rest of them just show up for the cleanup.
And then we have Thompson here going for the flashy build, level 25, not taking the Dissimulate stun, going for the extra damage with this Death.
With the Death for sure. I mean, Thompson was one of the few that did that for a long time. He did like double crit. Remember the double Crystallis build as well when it was OP. And now onto the high ground, quick. 20 seconds, no Arc Warden.
Thompson, he's hunting in the trees and he's found him. That's a buyback. RMN's going to go down. He's out of the game for 75. They have a repair kit, but Mid-one and attack speed from the inner beast. As We Are swapping up. No Ravage still for 70 seconds.
There's still a lot of damage that comes through.
Diving in. Thompson is straight up towards the fountain. Underneath the tier 4's pushing them back.
One step at a time.
As Thompson, is he really getting away with this? It's going to be the swap on GH. He's able to jump out with the stolen Astral step. Miracle now starting to push him back. A big ball at the epicenter as Mind Control. He gets him at 9. Mid-one. BKB. Satanic. He turns. Mind Control's gone. Another hit. But dead with that buyback. OG get the racks. They kill off 2. GH is still trying to catch someone. He jumps forward.
Still strong.
Thompson. He's going to go back in with the step. He's low on mana. Thompson's just going to TP out in front of them all.
Oh, man. That is just pure confidence.
There's now 10k ahead, OG. They've opened up a set of racks.
So many more items now being picked up for them. Just a luxury being dropped into their side. I believe the Luna now has, what, full Aghanim? Sorry. So full Scotty finished up. That is a huge fight for them there.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, Miracle. He's got 5,000 gold. He's able to build the majority of the Satanic there, but he's, like we said, it's just him on an island, and there's just too many things he really has to deal with in the midst of these fights. Everyone just jumps on him. They know that's the main priority. Sure, there's some damage coming out from this epicenter. Sure, there's some damage coming out from the Rubik and all that, but the majority really is just the Arc Warden. It's getting to that point where it's all on Miracle with the control that he's provided from his teammates, and yeah, they've got a lot of items now, and now an Aegis to boot.
This is going to be very hard for NIGMA to deal with in the fight.
They couldn't get Mid-one the once. He's got a full Scotty on top and Aegis and cheese.
He is just huge right now on this Luna.
Or someone else. Thompson maybe has the cheese at least, but yeah.
And queuing up the Rapier next as well, because why not? He feels pretty unkillable in these fights. He trusts No-Tail to save him.
I swear I've seen Thompson have every single rune as well this game. He has a DD again. He always has a haste at DD something. He's just always watching those runes on this hero.
See what the approach is going to be from NIGMA. Again, you know, even with the ults up, they've fights in the just to crawl the 3 rows of OG. I mean, the top and mid wall just handful to deal with, even if they do catch them in this Ravage.
They find we on the front.
Just got to come and stop. Thompson's going to jump over the wall. And back. Plan behind again, another swap. No, We Are back on the Mid-one. We Are, he's going to be saved by the Invis, but they have the dust. They've got the detection. We Are's gone.
Look at this Elder Titan. He takes the 100% clean.
Coming out, Thompson. He's in with the ground. Yes, Mind Control. He's his pop. Thompson will live him on. They take down Thompson. Set in with the roll. The Earth Spinner comes out to Miracle and the Tempest double mid-one. He's cleaning up the Arc Warden and his double. As Miracle's out of the game, no buyback. We are chased back to the base, back to the fountain. As OG cleaning up. NIGMA just can't get the job done. They can't get the team fight together. They're too far behind.
And Thompson knows he can play this risky super dive. He was probably going to do it anyway if he didn't have buyback, but in this one he has buyback, so jumps in, they throw all the spells on him, he buys back.
And they're cleaning up the game here.
Clean the game, yep.
I mean, this game a little closer between the two. But again, OG and again, Thompson is here. Here he pops off in game one, and this game too, the Void Spirit, they just couldn't deal with it. Every single fight. Mid-ball make sure he's got a rapier there for the scoreboard. As this game's over in the series, it's done and dusted here. OG 2-0 here against NIGMA. And game one was not close at all. Game two, definitely a bit more fire, but again, it just really felt that the team play from OG, NIGMA just couldn't match it here in the series.
They couldn't match the speed that it was all happening because they had to rely on their Ravages. They had to rely on this Epicenter Burrow Strike combo. But even when they had those, a few of the times the fights weren't successful. It feels like they had to have like